Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is my part 2 of my Simon Says Stamp November 2020 card kit inspirations. Part 1 was the unboxing. Part 2 we're going to work specifically with the contents of the kit, very little other supplies, and then part 3 we'll do something really special. Okay, so I have my Royal Sovereign laminator heating up. These are great little laminators. They come in two sizes. I went ahead and got the 12-inch size, but they also have a 9-inch size, so if you're concerned with space, there is a smaller one. These are available in a lot of different places, but you can get them if you're Amazon Prime person. You can, I think you can get free shipping, and I know they're very inexpensive on Amazon. Okay, so we got these 3 foilable transfers in our kit, so we are going to foil these today, and I'm going to do one out of this jade, and then I'm going to do one out of the shoot, what's that one called, rose gold, and then I think I want to do the copper. Those are my favorites. I really like those. Okay, so I'm going to do the Sending Cozy Vibe one in the jade. And I just use a scratch piece of paper. I know a lot of people use like parchment or whatever, but I just use scratch piece of paper, and it does just fine for me. Okay, we are ready to go, so we're just going to start feeding this through, and it will take it and start pulling it in by itself. I usually pass things through twice, but we'll check it after the first pass. Okay. I think it seems to be good. No, wait a minute, it's not so good. Should have went with my instinct and put it through a second time. I hope I didn't mess it up. Okay, that looks good. A couple little messed up spots right there where my foil was wrinkled after it went through the first time, and then I tried to peel it up, but all in all I think it did really good. Okay, let's run the other ones through, and we still got all that you can use. You can even cut that out and use it if you like, so we will set that aside. Alright, let's run this one through. Okay, I got all of our transfer sheets done. There's this So Very Thankful. You can see the color. And here's the Happy Thanksgiving. And the Sending Cozy Vibes. Okay, so with the 2 other sheets that were in the packet, I remembered I had some leftover Gina K foilables that came in a fall kit from last year from Simon, and so I foiled these in the other 2 colors that were left. That's one of the colors, and then this one is the other one. And we'll decide what to do with these later. Okay, so that is off. Let me set this down. Okay, and let's do our Cozy Vibes first. First, we'll look at it on here. That's pretty, but that's plain. But we can have this border of this. That'll be nice. So, first thing I want to do is I want to trim this down. And just get our guillotine paper trimmer in here. And we'll get it as close as we can. Okay, so that got that trimmed down. Let's see how much littler that is. So that's going to give me a nice arduously border around the outside edge, which I like. Okay, so now I need to find a ruler. Oh, here's another ruler. Okay, we need to measure and see what this is. This is... oh, this is one of those center rulers. Okay. 4 inches by 5 1/8. Okay. So 4 inches wide, 5 1/8 tall. So let's find that paper. This is that paper we liked. I liked. All right, so we want 4 inches wide. But let's line this up and see exactly what we want to be able to see in this. I really want to be able to see that sweater. I think right there is about the best place to see that sweater. So I'm just going to make a little pencil mark right here. And I know I want to cut just inside of that pencil mark. All right, 5 1/4 tall. All right, so I need to cut it off of this end. I'm at 5 1/8. You know what, I want to get that lined up and just double check that. Yes, 5 1/8. Okay, and then 4. So this should be exactly where we want it. Yes, I think that's cool. Okay, I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive just around the edges, and don't want to overdo it. I don't want it to squish out. So I'm really not even squeezing the bottle, except for that first little time I squeezed. I'll skip that area where there's the swirl in the tree. Do make sure you get the corners. Okay. Now we're going to take and lay this down on our paper. Ah. Slides around. We have to trim that edge off a little bit. Okay, let that sit. These are pretty scraps. We might use them on the inside of the card. While that's sitting for a second, let's take our bone folder and fold our note card. Okay, that's ready. Let's bring back in our trimmer and just give this a trim. And our top needs a little bit of a trim too. Okay, a little bit more on the top. Okay, that's good. So now, this is a very cute, very simple card. So since it's so simple, why don't we pop this up on foam tape, and that'll give it a little extra something. Put the lid back on my glue real quick. Okay, now we got that all on there. We want to make sure and mash it down because tape adhesive is what? Pressure sensitive. So you have to mash it down for it to stay down. Okay. We can take these, take the liner off. Expose the adhesive. Now we can line this up. And, you know, first I want to see what kind of border I'm going to have. A little bit bigger border top to bottom than left to right, but not much. It's pretty square. Okay, once again, mash down, mash down, mash down. Okay, so we've got this making of our pretty cozy vibe card. Alright, so let's get out these sentiment strips that came with the card kit, and I think I just want to lock off that Happy Thanksgiving. Or no, let's see. This was sending cozy vibes. Let's see. Thankful for wine and pie and more wine. I like that one. I didn't read that one when I first got this. Bring on the turkey and pumpkin pie. I am thankful for your friendship. I think that goes along with sending cozy vibes. Okay, I didn't quite exactly get it in there square, but I'm okay with that. So we've got, can't really tell what that is, but we've got those pumpkins. This is pretty, little piece, or we can use the bigger piece. So here's what the little piece would kind of look like. We kind of do something like that. Or we can do this bigger piece. Yeah, I think the bigger piece looks good. We should do that. Okay, this is, oh, and there's that pencil mark. Let me get rid of that pencil mark. Alright, this is 5 1/8. Oh, no, wait. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This would be 5 1/2 tall. Okay, that wasn't exactly right, but we'll trim that off. Not a big deal. Okay, let's get this glued down. And I like to take my big Tim Holtz shears to do that. Okay, so that will be card number 1. Just get this nice burnish again. Okay, card number 1. Alright, so the Happy Thanksgiving one, I think, is the one that I want to make a shaker card out of. So I want to do a pretty neutral-ish, that's pretty, that really pops on that background. So yeah, this is really the one I wanted to use. You see the shaker bits in there, they don't get lost. Oh, those are so pretty. It's so hard when they're double-sided. I hate messing up one side to sacrifice for the other side. Alright, let's get this trimmed down. Okay, so the tricky part about this is being able to close up that adhesive spot. So we need a frame, and so I'm going to take this dark chocolate and we're going to make a frame out of the dark chocolate. So let me see if I have a die that would do that easy for us. Okay, I've got these Simon Says Stamp double stitched frames that these will just have to work. It may be a little bit thicker of a frame than that I wanted, but we are just gonna make it work. Be all good. Try and get that centered up best I can. Oh, you know, it would help if you put, cutting side down. Oh, goodness, goodness. Mine is not in it. I spent all morning driving around helping my daughter take all 3 kids for their well child checkups today. So I would go and get them and take them to her at the doctor's office, so she didn't have to miss a whole lot of work this morning. So we got all that done. Got everybody's allergy medicine re-upped. So that's good. Alright, now we're just going to, this is why my magnetic cutting sheet looks like the way it does, because I forget to put it on there the right direction. Alright, we'll send this through the die cutter. Okay, so the stitch die set that I have really doesn't do exactly what I want it to do, because I want to be able to see all of my foil, and if I put this over the top I can't see my trees. What would have been perfect would have been the A2's thin frame die set. I have an A7 thin frame die set, and I tried to do some creative die cutting, but those frames are just so thin, it was too hard to get it to line back up to do it. So I want to adhere this down over the top, but if I did liquid glue you would see glue dots. So I think what I'm going to do is use this 1/8 score tape and try my best to get it in the center and get it straight, and so then it would look like just solid and not glue dots. So let me try my best to get that all lined up and then we'll be back. Okay, here's what it looks like after I got it all stuck down. You can still see the adhesive. You really need the A2 thin frame, so you can put a little thin frame on top, little thin frame on bottom to sandwich it, and that way you don't see, you actually don't need one on bottom. Just a little thin frame on top to hide the adhesive going all the way around. Okay, so next we need to put the Darice strips on, and I've got these out of the package already, and you just want to go in the middle of your frame and don't leave any gaps. The stuff we have is all pretty big that came in that packet. A few smaller things, but for the most part it's pretty big. So not like if you use glitter, then you got to really make sure that you've got all your places where things come together very tight. And this stuff, you can see I took the liner off, and it was easy to go around that corner once I did that. So I'll do that again. And just go around that corner. And then we can just sandwich it in there. That worked out pretty good. Take the rest of the liner off, and we'll set that aside for a minute. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece on the center of our note card. That's pretty good. Not overly worried about it. Okay, then we'll cut open our little packet here, and we'll dump some shaker bits out. Let's just go ahead and add some more. Get it really full. Really fun to shake about. There's another runaway. Okay. Now we'll just sandwich this down over the top. And we got a fun Happy Thanksgiving shaker. I forgot to fold that first. There we go. I said A2 thin frame set would work perfect for that. I will have that linked down in the video description below with the contents of the kit, so you can look at that option if this is something that you're interested in doing, some of these foilable acetate things. Okay, so we will work on card number 3 in just a second. Okay, before moving on to the third card, I forgot to show you the inside of this card. Just added another one of those greetings and piece of paper, pattern paper from the outside. Okay, so this last one, I thought since it showed all the little woodland creatures that the wood background would be perfect for that. So for this, I am just going to strategically place little dabs of glue okay. Just going to set that on top for a second to let it dry. And so for the inside, I'm going to use this Thankful for Wine and Pie and More Wine, and adhere it to this piece of pattern paper. That was an offcut. That looks pretty good. I think I want to pop that up on foam tape. Put the lid on my adhesive. We'll pop this up on foam tape. Get this adhered down. I think that turned out pretty cute. And these are all pretty daggone flat, so you can have no problem at all mailing these little guys out to family members. You're not going to be able to see this Thanksgiving. Alright, so that's it for part 2. So we will have part 3 coming up real soon.